everybody. Welcome back inside the State Champs Sports Network studio. My name is Lorne Plant. He is Donny Dreher. And what is this? It is an update in our Total Softball Player of the Year race. And sound the alarms. Throw the red light. We are making changes. We are making several changes. And this is really kind of emblematic of what we believe maybe the rest of this race will be. And if you do not have certain numbers, you are not going to stay maybe in the top 10 for very long, because players are going crazy all over the state of Michigan. It's unbelievable right now in terms of how, what some of the numbers are. So let them know where kind of what qualifies really right now to be in the top 10 in terms of numbers.
Yeah, when we talk about simply numbers, here's some of the things we're seeing. From an offensive standpoint, averages, we're seeing anywhere between 5 and maybe 580. Those are the numbers that we're seeing averages. Home runs, which are, they're big things. We're seeing between 7 and 10. Some of our leaders are hitting between 7 and 10 home runs. Pitchers, they are averaging strikeouts of 2 per inning, which I think is just amazing. And then ERAs of somewhere in the area of 0.5. Right. So those are just the numbers we're seeing of the people that are in the top 10 or on that watch list trying to get on the top 10. And Lauren, this is a sprint. It's not a marathon.
Absolutely. It is fluid, and it's going to be changing a lot over the course of the next several weeks as we get really into the meat of the season now. So here's what's happening. 3 players are coming off the top 10. I just understand also the fact that if you come out of the top 10, it does not mean you cannot play your way back into the top 10. But for right now, Monroe outfielder Ellie Sealer, she is coming off the list. The fine outfielder from Hartland, Kelsey Zampa, she is off the list. The shortstop Callie Hevelin from Three Rivers right now is also coming out of the top 10. And again, also so you know, we have a huge watch list. So there's lots of players knocking on the door. Here are the athletes going in, and we'll do them one at a time. Let's start with the fine third baseman, who is also on the #1 team in the state from Hartland, kind of replacing Kelsey, and that is Delaney Robeson.
Yeah, Delaney Robeson in Hartland, by the way. Not only is she replacing Kelsey, but you also got Rachel Everett, who very well could be back in the top 10, and that's probably, those 3 kids are some of the main reasons why they're ranked #1. So we're going to get her on the top 10 list and see if she can compete against her teammates to stay there.
It's going to be some interesting conversation in that dugout this weekend as they get back to the field.
I also want to point out Delaney is a senior, and she's going to be going to Kent State next year.
Well, there you go. All right, so let's move on to a sophomore hurler who has been heating it up, also doing incredible at the plate, and that is Reganne Bennett, the Novi sophomore.
Yeah, Reganne has just exploded on the scene. Another power pitcher. Reganne is averaging 2.25 strikeouts. She's got like
per inning.
Per inning. Let's make sure.
Per inning.
Not per game.
Yeah.
Per inning.
So what does that mean? You get a foul ball or something?
Yeah. It's a crazy number. So she's doing it both offensively and she's doing it pitching, and she deserves to be on the list.
Lastly, coming into the competition, the third baseman, the catcher from South Lyon East, the senior Lorne Sciborski.
Yeah, and not only is Lauren battling to get on the top 10, she's battling among her teams, because we've highlighted Alyssa Holo number of times on the podcast because her numbers are very similar. Lauren just had a great week. She had 7 home runs this past week. She's now up to 10 home runs. She's now on the top 10 list, but she's got somebody right in her dugout that's coming after her.
Wow, crazy. So, and this is just the first week of May. So it's going to get fast and furious here as we race to the finish line, as we race to the Final Four, which will be announced a little over a month from now. So one thing I do want to make very clear to you guys as you go to the website and you begin to vote at statechampsnetwork.com is that, it's clear that Farmington Hills, Mercy's Maggie Murphy, the infielder and the catcher, leading the vote with about 24,000. But I do not want to discourage anyone from voting, and I will tell you why. So when the skill level, such as our group is, and the girls on the watch list who are playing their way in, is as close as it is. So with athletes knocking on the door to get in, when all things are equal, and we are simply looking at who can we remove from the list in a given week, we do take into the fact, well, what's the voting at? What is the support like so far been for that particular athlete? And if it's not great, then it makes it easier for us to pull someone out.
That's absolutely right. So you could have someone that's way behind Maggie, but you can see the community interest, the fan base behind them. That carries some weight with us, and especially when we can't differentiate with the numbers, that could be something that could change a position.
So go to statechampsnetwork.com, click on the Player of the Year banner on the homepage, go to the contest page, vote. You can vote every 3 minutes, so vote as often as you like. We appreciate it. The softball community appreciates, and let's keep this race alive and kicking. So also just one last thing, when you want to hear about more players, you want to hear about a lot more inside softball numbers, make sure you go check out the State Champs Swing Away podcast. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts. There's a nice updated podcast page on our website right now, statechampsnetwork.com. State Champs Swing Away with Donny Dreher, Brian Chittister, Jenna Rose hosting that show. Check it out. Really good insight. So another way to get your softball fix. All right, that's it for the update. We'll see you next week.